Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm shook. I just saw this video by Midnight's Edge. Now, I made a New Year's resolution not to watch any of their videos or any of their videos by that whole group of people. But occasionally I do check in just to see where they're at and just, know your enemy, just to see what propaganda they're pushing this month. And I just saw this video called Doctor Who Star Personifies the Delusion That Destroyed Hollywood. And I know that the new companion, who is a brown girl, I don't know where she's from, was doing some interviews, and she had said that she was talking about being woke and that the show has been called woke. She's saying woke is a good thing. Woke is basically caring about other people, being aware of injustice and trying to do something about it rather than being asleep, because if you're a minority, you don't have the luxury of being asleep because you're being confronted by these inadequacies all the time because you're a victim of them. And it's the white privileged people who don't have these issues, who are not aware of them, who can just be asleep at the wheel and not know what's happening. And the idea is you want to be awake, you want to be woke, so you know what's happening. So she was saying that, and that's true. It's like what Jane Fonda said, woke just means you care about other people, you want equality, you want fairness. And that's what DEI is about. It's about elevating the people who don't have opportunities to the same level of people who have privilege. And the people who have privilege, who are used to getting everything and at the expense of other people, are very threatened by this. So they're trying to undermine woke and DEI and make it into a bad thing and make people who don't have a lot, particularly poor white people, believe that all that was taken away from them by people of colour and DEI and everything else. So, and it doesn't. But I just heard this explanation. I'd never understood this. I'd heard the term identity politics referred to a million times, and I thought I knew what it was. I thought it was very simple. And I heard Andre explain their version of this, and it was absolutely eye-opening. Basically, what he was saying is gender politics comes from the identitarian ideology, and the idea is everyone is separated into their groups based on race, and they're all given assigned value as an individual by their group. And certain groups are elevated above others, and that victimizes the ones that are not elevated as high. And it's like, and of course the assumption is that's white people. And the idea is that you're somehow elevating everyone else above them, and those people are getting privileges that the white people wouldn't get. And it's just bizarre. I mean, the fact that they are spreading that, and that's what they're saying, and people are buying that, I had no idea. Because being a sane, rational, caring, intelligent person who isn't racist or bigoted, it's hard to predict what these people think and can say and what they will sell other people on. The idea that inclusion is automatically exclusion. No, if you have a room that's usually full of privileged white people and you let other people in from other races and other sexualities or whatever, genders or whatever, you just get more people in the room. The idea that you automatically have to exclude the white people to make room for the others isn't always the case. So the idea that is automatically the case, and that's, or even the intention, is just lies. It's just wrong. And I had no idea this is what they were selling, this is what they were saying. And people were buying this and believing this. And I sort of now understand why some people have been brainwashed into being so against DEI. DEI is about elevating people and equaling the playing field, where people with privilege normally get everything. Now you give other people opportunities who normally wouldn't get them, so they can rise to the same level as people with privilege who normally are the only people who get opportunities in certain areas or just in life in general. And that's a good thing. That should be what we're doing. And the idea that that's been made into a negative thing, and somehow that hurts other people, and somehow by giving people opportunities who normally wouldn't have them, is somehow elevating them above other people and victimizing the other people, is just bizarre. And I just couldn't believe this. I'm hearing this, I'm like, this is what they're telling people? This is what they're selling? This is what people are believing? Oh my God, I had no idea. And I've even used identity politics, sort of defending it in some ways, because I thought it was a very simple thing. And it's not what I thought it was. And it's just really just mind blown. Like, really? This is what they're saying, and people are buying this and believing this? Wow. I found it really shocking. Because I was about to do a video about saying maybe we need to let woke go and let them have woke as an example of extreme left, and just find something else, like just saying progressive or inclusive or whatever, to sort of separate from the woke because it's now got such a bad name, because it's sort of been, they've sort of appropriated it and taken it and made it into something that it's not. I don't know. I think we need to fight for it now. I just don't know what to think of all this. It's just shocking that, like I said, they've created this fiction of how things work and this distorted version of how things work and what these things mean, and then they're putting that out there and scaring people away from things like equality and being woke and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a shocker. I just had no idea. And of course, how could I predict something like that? It's totally racist. It's totally insane. And how could I predict? How could I understand that way of thinking? Even how could anyone that isn't from that mentality